Since its release, not a single day has passed where I have not played Animal Crossing New Horizons. Even last week on Wednesday and Thursday when I knew I was not going to have a chance ever to be able to pick up my Switch because they were crazy days, I made sure to time skip a couple days in advance so I, again, didn't miss a day. I'm dedicated. Or obsessed. Depends on how you want to look at it. And in the past few months, several DLC-like add-ins and updates have been put into the game from the developers, and I'm not gonna lie, most of them were meh. I mean, the museum stamp thing, really? Did they need that much time for it? It was the same prize every single day. And I actually did kind of get on board with the wedding thing because it meant I could get items to make me be able to build an in-house chapel in my house, which is probably something only I would care about, but I still wanted them to come to the island and open up their retail store, like in New Leaf, but I digress. But there have also been other updates that were to the relief of longtime fans, such as the one coming July 7th, which will allow us to swim. Thank goodness, because that was an added feature in New Leaf, and all of us that had played New Leaf were like, bro, we are literally on an island. Where's the swimming? To be sure, it is safe to say that we will not be getting bored anytime soon, as the developers seem to have a long lineup of add-ins and updates they're going to be throwing at us over the next year or so, and possibly even a paid DLC pack, which I really do hope happens. However, there still remains plenty of little quality of life fixes that need to be made. Hey y'all, I'm the Geek Apprentice coming in with roughly 400 hours now poured into my Dandelight Island. Okay, obviously I am not the first to discuss little quality of life fixes that could be made in New Horizons, but I still wanted to make the video nonetheless. And hey, maybe some of these are ones you haven't thought of yet or are just a priority to me but no one else. We shall see. With the array of new items we can custom design, as well as our amazing open access to other incredible designs that we can save for ourselves, why do we have so little storage? I mean, come on, while I'm glad we are not confined to 8 like we used to be, it's still not enough given how much more we can do. We have stretched ourselves far beyond just making Zelda cosplay dresses. I'm now making the Kranzens that Astrid wears from How to Train Your Dragon. You can make floor patterns, which that takes up a few spaces if you're doing each side and corners and things like that. Face paint and different types of hats. There's so much there. I don't think I need to hammer this out too much. We clearly, simply need at least 3 times the design storage that we have currently. Now this is one I've heard about a lot and I couldn't agree more. It's so simple. When you're crafting inside your house, it should automatically account for what you have in storage. You know, rather than having to close out, go to storage, find the item, grab the item, get out of storage, go back to your work desk, and then craft it. Okay, I guess it's not a huge deal, but it's a minor fix that can make a huge impact and probably should have been an obvious thing from the beginning. I don't know what item it was for y'all that made you realize this was needed, but for me, it was fish bait. I had like 30 manila clams in my pockets, yet I had to craft them one at a time. Would it be so difficult to put a counter on the screen to let you know how many you can actually do at once and then let us do that? I don't think so, but I'm not a game developer. Nonetheless, this is another feature that I feel should have been here since its release. In fact, you'll notice as the video goes on that a lot of these have to do with doing multiple things at once or things that just should have been obvious. You've got the supplies in your pockets, and you've got the custom kit in your pockets. Why not then, when you go to your crafting bench, allow you to make the item and craft it all in one go? Or at the very least, make it so we can custom design multiple items at once, like if it's the same item. or both. Yet another fix that's pretty self-explanatory. Now might be a good time for me to mention that yes, I'm very aware of the point of Animal Crossing. I've been playing since the GameCube days. Slow down, relax, stop trying to be all go, go, go. I'm just not so sure that spamming the A button, even if tempered, is all that relaxing. That's just me. Obviously, this applies to Nook's shop as well, but it's a much bigger deal for me at the Able Sisters Tailor Shop. I'm the kind of player that likes to get multiple colors of the same clothing item, so yes, I could buy a hat and glasses and a shirt and skirt and socks and shoes all at once, but I can't buy both the red and blue version of the shirt at the same time. I have to go through the whole animation and dialogue of getting out of the changing room and then going back into the changing room. And this happens a lot to me when there's like a dress I really like and there's like 5 colors and I like all 5 colors. A little thing I know, but it would make a big difference for me. Now maybe you don't care about having every color of your favorite pair of shoes, but you would like to buy 10 of the 5 packs of a certain type of flower. I mean, right? We've all been there. Now most of the time I'm actually pretty okay with this, it doesn't bother me too much, but it's when I'm doing an overhaul on my island that I need this fix. An example would be when I changed out all of the shrubs to hydrangeas because those were now in season. I did not like having to continue to buy from Leaf over and over this 5-pack when I needed to buy 10 of the 5-pack. Is that too much to ask? I don't think so. If this is your first Animal Crossing game, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Back in City Folk, we were introduced to something called a shopping card, which was essentially a debit card. With this card, if you had 3 million bells and wanted to go to the city to do some shopping, you didn't have to bring all these different bell bags that took up a bunch of storage in your pockets, which was far more limited at the time too. You just had the card and all the money was there. Again, like a debit card. See how easy that is? Now, I will acknowledge that in the game's current state, there isn't too much of a need for this, except if maybe you're visiting a friend's island and decide to buy a lot, but also you get all their fruit or something, so I can see where it might be necessary for that. I did buy that 1 million bell little crown thing, but that was on my own island and it wasn't that tedious to go get the money out of my account. However, in the future, should there be some nice big DLC expansions and we can shop in other places, the shopping card needs to make a return. The lighthouse for my island was yellow, but my mom got the really cool looking blue and white ones, so I had to pay her back with like Nook Mile tickets or whatever so that she would give me that. And God bless my friend Amelia, who is in the process, though of course I'm paying her back, sending me a ton, like 50 I think it's going to be in total, of street lamps that are of the correct color because her island happens to have them, but mine are an ugly color that I don't want and it doesn't match the aesthetic of my island. It's so dumb. Why are we restricted to one color for our island when it comes to getting an item that you redeem via Nook Miles? It's a little thing, I suppose, but it's really annoying. I mean, I don't mind waiting for a certain color of a different item that you can purchase like in Nook Shop to show up because you know, it's going to show up eventually or on someone else's island, but these are items, when you redeem Nook Miles, that are specific to your island. You will never get another color unless you get someone else from another island who has the color you want to give it to you. And it's really hard to pay them back unless they're okay with getting your color of that item, or they're okay with just getting flat out bells, because you can't just give them miles. Nothing will be able to make up for the miles they spent on you. Some might see this as trivial, but it was a big deal for me and it's got to go. Alright, so this list was definitely not exhaustive by any means, and I definitely have plenty of other thoughts I wanted to put out there, but I decided to leave it at 7. Although let me just throw one last one out there, and that is we should be able to select multiple items from our pockets at once when we're in our house to send to storage, so I don't have to go click send to storage, click send to storage, click send to storage. So just throwing that 8th one out there. Yeah, but again, there are plenty of other little fixes that could be made, but the ones I've listed are the ones that are priority to me. So let me know in the comment section which fixes you would like to see happen to the game, and let me clarify, fixes, you know, quality of life things, not necessarily updates. I mean, you can list those too. It doesn't matter. If you enjoyed this video, consider checking out my other content like my live streams, which I will be changing up the schedule a little bit because my work schedule changed a little bit, but just look in the community tab on the channel and you'll see that update. Of course, a very massive shout out and thank you to all of my patrons such as Joking Batman, Lorulian Sheep, AJV Gaming Paradise, Ryan Kirkland, Ryan Harvey, Cheap Seats, and Sushi Bandit. Yes, I have to read from a list now because it's long. You guys are amazing. Thank you for your incredible support. But anyway, that is all for today. Thank you for watching.